Hey there, it's Jo, here for my nearly 13-week update. It'll be 13 weeks tomorrow. So I'll start with the stats and then tell you what's been going on since I last posted at my 10-week mark. So started my journey at 250.4, weighed in this morning at 199.1 for a total loss of 51.3 pounds. So that's very exciting. Hit two really big milestones this week, hit the 50-pound mark, which was brilliant, and hit Wonderland, which was also really, really exciting. So great milestones for me. At 5'7", I'm feeling really good. I am fitting into 16s this week, which is really nice. Kind of had a lot of those from the past and pulled them out of the closet. So for me, I haven't really been at this weight since maybe about 7 years ago or so. So that feels really, really good. So let me tell you kind of what's been going on. I think some of you knew if you checked my blog, I was actually in Africa for the last couple of weeks. I've been home about a week now, but I was gone for, I think, about 12 days or so. So 12 days of eating out, certainly a challenge. I'll talk about that. I went for a work trip, and I kind of tacked vacation on either end. So I had a weekend in Cape Town, worked for a few days in Johannesburg, and then had a long week on safari near Kruger National Park. So amazing trip, really great. And I was super, super excited to find that I actually kind of maintained my weight loss while I was gone. So when I left for the trip, I weighed 205.9. When I got back, the day I got back, about 12 days later, I was at 201.3. So I actually lost 4.6 pounds in about the week and a half I was gone, which was really great. So in terms of like what went on with my eating while I was gone, I tried to track it for about the first 12 hours. Then I gave up. So it was just really hard being out of the country and eating out every meal, with some exceptions of like what I had brought around protein. But I just gave up on the tracking and sort of decided I couldn't do it. But I didn't give up on like the eating habits. I just decided I wasn't going to track every little thing. So in terms of how I prepared, so I brought with me protein powder for enough basically to do 2 shakes a day. I always did at least one. Most days I got in 2. I also brought protein bars. I've really been enjoying, I think they're called the Power Crunch bars. You can get them at Walmart or at the vitamin shop, but they're almost like wafers. Well, they are wafers, wafer bars, and those are great. I do a half, and it gets me by. So I had both of those things as well as like a suitcase full of vitamins. I forgot my calcium, whatever. I got there and didn't really worry too much about it. So then when it came to eating, I really aimed to like get in 3 meals a day, which wasn't hard. I mean, most of the time, about half the time I was with people, so I just kind of followed their eating patterns. And then when I wasn't, I just kind of did a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So maybe ate sort of fewer times than I normally would. Basically went for the protein options. Like morning was pretty much omelets, and then lunch and dinner was whatever the protein was. And so some meals I chose to eat out, but most meals actually was kind of buffet style. So the safari was buffet for like 4 days, and then work was sort of like pre-arranged meals. So I didn't have like a ton of, I wasn't ordering like a specific meal, but just stuck to the protein. I felt like I probably wasn't getting in enough protein, to be honest, because I wasn't tracking. I probably wasn't getting in always enough calories. But actually, as I got towards the end of the trip, I actually worried that I had gained weight at one point. I just started to get really nervous after 12 days of not being able to track and not being able to see. It became really, really hard, and no scale, right? So I had like no way to sort of check, was I on track, was I off track? Tried to use my clothes as a gauge, but wasn't too sure about that either. So it was tricky, but I didn't find it tough. Here's what I found tough. So not tough to make the right choices, but here's what I found tough. With the buffets and with eating in a social situation, so I was either eating with coworkers or eating with people like on this safari, I I would basically go through like the buffet line and take a little bit of several things. So I wanted to try different things. So I might put like 5 or 6 different things on my plate, just a little bit. And because I wanted to, you know, try different things, whatever. So I'd put that on my plate, and then one of two things would happen. Like, I would try a bite of everything. So if I was kind of on my own and paying attention, I'd try a bite of everything. And frankly, like at that point, like I'm done. I'm full. I can't eat anymore. But my eyes, like my head, wanted to then go back to the thing I liked and eat more. And so found myself like getting the slimes or whatever once kind of on my own from just purely eating too much. And then like a couple times just feeling overly full, like not in a good way. So that was one thing that happened. The other was when it was more social and like lots of people around, I'd eat too fast. And I had a moment like at the work lunch where I'd eaten so fast, like I really thought I was going to be sick. I've never thrown up in this whole process. I've never even really gotten close or felt like I was going to. I've had the slimes a few times, but man, I had to excuse myself. And both times I felt that way. It really took me like 30 minutes to kind of recover. So just things like I really have to kind of keep an eye on, like the social thing, being mindful. And then, you know, when there's lots of food options in a buffet, like I think I just kind of have to pick like one thing and eat a little bit of it, because it became just more food than I could handle. So like after, you know, around like the 9-day mark, 10-day mark is when I felt like, oh, I felt full several times. And, man, maybe I've gained weight. I think honestly, like I probably was getting more calories than normal in a single meal, but I was having less meals. So I think it kind of canceled itself out. So all in all, like it worked out. I didn't feel stressed about it, like wasn't freaked out about it. Food didn't cause me any like emotional distress. It was just really like trying to not eat too much of it in a sitting. But like making fine choices. I mean, I had a couple of bites of dessert like throughout the trip, but I mean like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times I had a bite of dessert. I'm not a huge sweets person, so that's not a real weakness for me. I did find myself wanting to try bread, but I really stayed away from it. That is a weakness. So that's what's going on with food. You know, now that I'm home, kind of like jumping back into my normal eating, the first few days, like I didn't really want to eat. I just wanted to go back to like liquids. I just was sick of like eating out, to be quite frank. So I did like soups and protein shakes. My nutritionist isn't like a huge fan of that. She likes me to just always be eating like normal food. She thinks using food to like, I don't know, like take a break from food is a bad thing. I don't care. I'm totally over it at that point. Like she doesn't know what it's like to travel like that. So I'm going to respectfully disagree with her on that one, because that's not even like a weight loss surgery thing. That's when I travel like that and get home, like, holy crap, I just want simple, basic, easy food. So anyway, so now like back into normal things. So using the flat out breads, I made like a buffalo chicken pizza the other night, just buffalo wing sauce, canned chicken, a little bit of cheese, which was great. Had a big cooking day today. Sundays kind of become big cooking day for like the week. So made a pot of turkey chili, just ground turkey, some black beans, some pinto beans, little bit of like spaghetti type sauce or tomato sauce, little bit of beef broth and chili powder. So did that, made some pizza bites. So like from theworldaccordingtoeggface.com, she does the crustless quiches. I did some of that. With just like a little bit of egg, a little bit of pizza sauce, chopped up turkey pepperoni, a little bit of 4 cheese blend, phenomenal. Also made some deviled eggs with Greek yogurt instead of mayo. Wasn't like a huge fan of them. I definitely like them with mayo better, but whatever, they're fine. It's a good like little snack. So. Also did protein ice cream for the first time from The World According to Eggface as well. So lots of like good options. Just trying to, after kind of coming back last week and going sort of a little lower calorie than I probably should have, just trying to like ramp it back up. So I've been home for a week. I've got 1 week to go, and Saturday, so it's Sunday now, Saturday I leave for a 3-week trip to Brazil, Australia, and India. So South Africa was merely a test, I think, for this next round of travel. All work travel as well, but again, sandwiching in like some personal fun. Okay, so that's eating. I'm at 10 minutes. I'm gonna probably go a few more. So if I'm gonna go into like non-food stuff, if you want to stop now, now's your chance. So number one, I should probably have said this at the beginning, but thanks so much to everyone who's a new subscriber. I saw even with like the big delay in videos that a number of people subscribed. So that was really cool. I hope you're finding it helpful. If there's things you'd like to hear me talk about or share, I'm pretty open. So leave a comment, let me know. So in terms of like how I'm feeling generally, you know, if you go back to some of my videos, I certainly had kind of a hard time at like weeks 6, 7, 8, feeling really good, emotionally. Still struggling a little bit with sort of what I'd call maybe just like loneliness, but, I think that just comes from being a little more vulnerable than I'm used to for several reasons, you know, therapy and the surgery and everything else. But, man, like feeling really good. I've been dating. I might have mentioned in a previous video, I started dating someone maybe about 6 weeks ago, and that's gone really, really well. Although it's been interesting the last week or so, and like when I was gone, you know, this guy's really attractive. He's really fit. He's a nice guy. He's well educated. You know, he's a lot of the things that I would look for. And I think like when I'm heavier, I spend a lot of time thinking of like, do they like me? You know, are they interested in me? Without even really asking the question, like, am I interested? Like, do I like this guy? Is he what I want? And, you know, with this guy that I've been dating, you know, I was doing kind of the same trend when we started. And I've really found in the last couple weeks kind of asking myself like, gosh, he is really great. You know, and attractive and has all these qualities that I really appreciate. You know, he's very smart and funny and, but asking myself, like, is this someone that I'd want to be with? You know, and I think that comes from like having a little confidence that, you know, I can be with someone that I really want to be with, if that makes sense. It's interesting. Like I've never been someone I think that I don't like to admit that I suffer from a lack of confidence, because that's sort of something that's important to me, like having confidence. But there's no doubt when it comes to romantic relationships that, you know, I felt a little bit like I had to take some of the scraps, if you will, just the way that I looked. So very interesting to be thinking that way, and in good, I think, like empowering a little bit. So that's great. Exercise has been shit. I'll just leave it that way. So on the trip, lots of walking. I probably sort of made up for it. Had best of intentions coming back. Like first day I was going to hit the gym. Didn't happen, and I haven't been since. So I've been home a week and haven't made it to the gym. Really haven't exercised at all. I've got to get on that. I really want to be doing some strength training to like, I've got some like, you know, arm stuff, loose skin kind of thing going on, and so I need to get on that. That's pretty much it, right? I mean, I think I covered it. Weight, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Let me do a body shot. I'll also show you some of like my arm jiggle maybe. So this is front, side, back. All right, so stomach scars, if you can see these. So still have the one, that guy over here. So still plenty going on there. So let me show you this arm thing that I'm talking about here. So, you know, the loose skin thing, right? Like, I haven't had tons and tons of problems, so I would, like, never wear this out. You can see, like, my roll still, but, so not tons and tons of problems, but here's the thing that's happening with my arms. You see when I stand like this? You see what's kind of happening here? You kind of can't tell because of the light. Let's see. So when I put my arm like that, you can kind of see, like, this guy, which is interesting because it's not necessarily, like, the under stuff. It's just this like weird looseness. So you can kind of see like that, which kind of sucks. So that's kind of a bummer. Frankly, like, I don't know, that's probably the worst of it. Like, I have some on maybe my inner thighs, but no big thing, right? So that's that. So that's what I look like. That's what's happening. I hope everyone is doing really, really well. Check out the blog, gastricsleeveforme.blogspot.com. That's the number 4me.blogspot.com. Put up some recipes and pictures, all that kind of stuff. Maybe some pictures from the trip. You can see my safari stuff. So anyway, thanks so much. Bye.